Everyone thinks Hollywood drama comes with sirens, press conferences, and carefully worded statements read off cue cards. But sometimes the loudest chaos shows up erupt in a cozy holiday post, filtered just enough to look effortless, smiling just enough to look unbothered. And that's exactly why the internet stopped scrolling when Blake Lively quietly dropped her latest holiday moment. No headlines attached, no dramatic captions, just warmth, family energy, and that familiar Blake Lively glow. And yet, within minutes, fans, critics, and gossip pages all felt the same thing. Something wasn't adding up. Because when Hollywood looks this calm, it's usually anything but. Let's be honest, Blake Lively isn't just another celebrity posting a cute holiday update. She's a Hollywood institution, a walking brand of effortless confidence, the kind of star who disappears for months, then pops back up looking like she owns the entire industry without saying a word. So when she shared a soft, peaceful glimpse into her family life with Ryan Reynolds, the post felt intentional, almost strategic. Because this wasn't just a holiday moment, this was a moment dropped while her name is still orbiting around an ongoing legal storm that refuses to fully settle. And that's where the gossip really begins. On the surface, everything looked perfect. Blake doing what Blake does best, being warm without oversharing, private without being cold, relatable without trying. But the timing was impossible to ignore. Just as conversations around the lawsuit involving Justin Baldoni continue to simmer, Blake chose now to remind the world of her family, her peace, her unshakable calm. And Hollywood audiences, they noticed immediately. Social media doesn't just consume celebrity content anymore. It dissects it, it pauses it, it zooms in on captions, expressions, and timing like it's the Zapruder film of Instagram. Fans weren't asking what Blake posted, they were asking why she posted it now. Because when legal headlines still exist, silence becomes a statement whether you want it to or not. Some fans rallied behind her instantly. They saw strength, a woman refusing to let controversy define her holidays, a star choosing joy instead of chaos. Others weren't so convinced. They saw distraction, a perfectly timed reminder of likability, a subtle redirect of attention without ever addressing the elephant quietly standing in the corner of the room. And then there were the gossip accounts who smelled engagement like sharks in celebrity-infested waters. The comment sections told the real story. You had people praising her grace, calling her unbothered, applauding her for protecting her kids and her peace, right next to comments asking why she wasn't addressing the lawsuit, why she looked so calm, why Hollywood always let certain people smile their way through controversy. The post became less about holidays and more about optics, and that's when it officially crossed into trending gossip territory. Because here's the thing Hollywood never admits out loud. Silence can be louder than any press release, and Blake Lively has mastered the art of silence better than most. She didn't deny anything, she didn't clarify anything, she didn't acknowledge the headlines at all. She just lived her life, very publicly, very intentionally, in a way that reminded everyone exactly why she's so hard to cancel, criticize, or corner. And Ryan Reynolds being right there only amplified it. Because Ryan doesn't just show up as a husband, he shows up as a brand, as a shield, as a walking PR masterclass wrapped in dad jokes and charm. Together, they represent Hollywood stability, the kind that makes people uncomfortable when controversy tries to creep in. It's hard to paint villains when the picture looks like a holiday card straight out of a lifestyle magazine. But don't get it twisted, this wasn't accidental. Celebrities at this level don't post casually. Every photo, every caption, every absence of words is calculated, whether they admit it or not. Blake knows exactly how the internet works. She knows that a soft image dropped at the right time can reset a narrative without ever acknowledging it. And judging by the reaction, it worked. Because instead of talking about court filings and accusations, people were suddenly debating her expression, her timing, her intent. The conversation shifted, and in Hollywood, shifting the conversation is half the battle. What makes this story so addictive is that nothing technically happened. No update, no statement, no new legal bombshell, just vibes. And yet it dominated gossip cycles anyway. That's the power of image in modern celebrity culture. You don't need to say anything when people will say everything for you. There's also something deeply fascinating about how Blake plays the long game. She's never been the celebrity who rushes to defend herself online. She doesn't clap back, she doesn't subtweet, she lets time, reputation, and carefully chosen moments do the work.
And for better or worse, that strategy has kept her image remarkably intact over the years. Meanwhile, gossip pages did what they do best: screenshots, zoom-ins, think pieces disguised as captions. Some framed the post as empowerment, others framed it as avoidance. A few tried to connect invisible dots that weren't there, and audiences ate it up because Hollywood fans love a mystery almost as much as they love a scandal. What's also interesting is how this moment reflects a bigger trend in celebrity culture right now. Stars are increasingly choosing indirect communication, less statements, less interviews, more curated glimpses of normal life. It's not about explaining yourself anymore, it's about reminding people why they liked you in the first place, and Blake Lively might be one of the best in the business at that. The humor in all of this is that the post itself was harmless, a holiday moment, a family vibe, yet it sparked debates that lasted longer than some actual scandals. That's how thin the line is between personal and public when you're famous. You can't just exist online, you perform existence, whether you want to or not.
And let's not pretend the internet isn't rooting for drama. People don't just want updates, they want tension, they want contrast, they want perfect smiles against messy backstories. Blake's post delivered that without even trying, or maybe by trying very hard in the most subtle way possible. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a holiday photo. It's about power, image power, narrative power, the ability to control a moment without controlling the conversation. Blake Lively didn't tell anyone what to think. She didn't have to. She just reminded the world that she's still Blake Lively, still admired, still untouchable in ways that frustrate critics and impress fans at the same time. And that's why this story refuses to go away, because it sits in that uncomfortable space between admiration and suspicion, between peace and pressure, between what we see and what we assume. Hollywood lives in that space, thrives in it, feeds on it. So while the legal situation continues quietly in the background, the public-facing version of Blake Lively remains exactly where she wants it: warm, calm, controlled, and just ambiguous enough to keep everyone talking. And that's the real takeaway here. In modern Hollywood, you don't need to shout to dominate the conversation. Sometimes all it takes is a smile, perfect timing, and a confidence to let the internet do the rest. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood's quiet chaos, make sure you like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Inside Hollywood for more stories where the real drama is hiding just beneath the surface.